Hello everybody, I'm Cocricot. Welcome to a new episode in this wonderful rainy town of Mitsumaru City. This is all the stuff that I've built before, including this wonderful massive apartment block called the 1MTC. There's a bakery across the road. Here's a little restaurant. I'm just heading over here to show you a little bit of the town before we begin. There's my 7-Eleven. It looks fantastic here. Today, I plan on building a canal network. It's quite an important thing because I want to have boats. Maybe move some coal around the city or something. So here, I'm just finishing off this little bridge that we just crossed. It looks quite nice here. There's a fence, a couple of trees, and I'm just fixing up the iron fence around it because I want it to be safe when people cross the road. That looks great, so I copy and paste it with Axiom Mod. There's a bit of water underneath. Every time I disappear, I'm doing something. And here I'm just deleting the water. That looks good. It's a nice, safe little bridge. I'm going to need this for when I build the canal. So for now, I'm just going to leave it in the air. It's going to be a very simple trench canal that's going to go across the city, at least a little bit of the city, attaching to a river system that I haven't built yet. Right now, I'm just testing out some of the materials. I like the idea of having a marble wall. So here, I've just put it in. The Yuushya mod has fantastic walls and lots of different block choices, and the marble ones are pretty good. It also matches the rest of the city. So once I'm happy with that section, I go into Axiom Mod and then I copy it and paste it, just like that. Once it's pasted, I can see that the system is getting longer and longer. I have to cut into the roads, but luckily it doesn't cut into the sewer system because I have got a sewer system here and I don't really want to affect that too much. I add a little corner and then make sure to copy and paste a little bit more, changing the wall should I make any mistakes. So here I copy a really big bit and I paste it in right on the roads about here. There we go. It's not going to affect anything because I am going to add bridges later. Here is how I select something using the Axiom mod and copy and paste it. So in the top left hand corner, I choose the little box and then I select the area that I want to use and make sure to select these different nodes. The box has 3 nodes. The one on the left you can see can change it to up and down, left and right. They all do roughly the same. Some expand and some contract. So once I've got a little bit of area, I change the node, move it across like this, make sure to catch all of the different bits and they should flash red. Once I've got that, I press enter and I've got the whole corner of the canal. I can copy it with air. That's important to do. Because when you copy it with air, it selects all the bits inside and it makes sure that you get rid of all the grass. I turn it around like this, you can actually rotate it, put it roughly where it is, bring it down a bit with the green arrow, and then I can paste it into where I want it to be. I don't want it to affect the little sewer hatch that you can see there, the manhole. That could be annoying. So we're going to put it in for now. I might have to deal with the sewers later, but it's not too much of an issue. So now I need to select the materials for the floor. I first choose marble, but it doesn't look very good. So then I end up using this terracotta block. And it's pretty good. It looks good. It's like not too much like dirt, but it's not too different to make it look strange. I'm also going to put lots and lots of creatures in there as well. Now it's time to paste the bridges. So I put in all the bridges just by copying and pasting it with the Axiom mod, and it looks good like that. It's not high enough. So here I'm going to raise the area a little bit and have a raised area just near the bank. That's so the traffic can flow a little bit and I can have a little park. I intend to have a park. I add the water into the canal. I think it's pretty good now. It's not long enough. It needs to go under Factory Avenue, which could be a trouble. Could be a bit of a pain there. And I also add some canal columns. Make sure it's nicely supported underneath. I like that, but I'm going to have to raise that a little bit because I want to get boats through. I expand the canal network a little bit further, past the sewage treatment plant, and now it's time to paste in some extra land. I basically open up a plains biome and copy out this little river and stick it into Mitsumaru City at the back. One of my subscribers did say you should have some more raised terrain, so I was thinking how could I do that? I could use the Axiom mod to do that, or I could just grab it from a created world, and that's what I did. This little river system doesn't have any plants, and it's a little bit large, but I can work on that and it's not too much of an issue. There's some strange quirks. It's like left a cliff there on the left hand side. So what I decided to do was melt it. So with the Axiom mod, you can go in, you can select the melt tool. I'm just looking for it. Where is it? Where's the melt tool? It's up top about here. Yeah, and then you can just melt the ground, and it melts it in such a way that makes a nice, lovely design on the ground. I quite like that. It's a nice melted area. And patch it up with a bit of grass as well, and the grass will grow. That looks good. Happy with that. So now the grass is going to grow very slowly, but I'm probably not going to be here for a number of months. Now that area is complete, I can leave that and head back to the city. I can build up that area with different buildings later. That could be the rural area. I like that. It's pretty cool. At the side of the mountainside area, I'm going to melt it a little bit more. I kind of like the idea of melting this bit here too, because it can't be a sheer cliff in the city. That's strange. Going with the Axiom Mod as well, and you can actually replace the stone to be grass, and then the grass can grow and there's no weird designs. At the back there's a lot of stone, so I decide to replace it all with grass, and it will grow naturally over time. Now it's time to add some plants to the canal. I go in with bone meal very easily and just put those on the ground. You can see me doing it here. I dive in, I stick some kelp in random places, and then just use the bone meal to grow it. That looks good. I go throughout the whole river, putting in sea cucumbers and kelp, and using bone meal here and there. Here I just put a few bits of kelp in, coat the bone meal to make it nice and tall, and add some sea pickles. You know what, I like the sea pickles because they add an extra bit of light at night, and that's what I've got the sea lanterns for in my inventory. But that's not an issue, we can always use the sea pickles. Here's me doing it at hyper speed. You can see me putting in all the kelp and the seagrass very, very quickly along the canal network. Great. At night time, I check it because I want to see if those sea lanterns work. I want it to be nice and lit up in there, in case anybody falls in at night, because that's no good, is it? Now I add some fish. I just use the persistence tag. I also added some squids, but they die, and that makes me sad. Now it's time to add a little park. I've already got a park in my city, but you know, you can have more. I like the idea of having more, so I put in these park tiles, and I paste them in using the Axiom Mod like that. It's just like a big block or a big box of park tiles that I just stick in like that. Looks good, doesn't it? A bit of a lump, but I'm going to make this a beautiful lump. Put this over here. It's hanging over the river or the canal, which I don't like, and it's also a bit too close to that wall. So first, I'm going to have to get rid of this. I'll leave that bit. I'll change this. I'll remove these bits here, so you can walk past it if you don't want to go into the park, I guess. It's a bit of a strange thing. I'll just do it like that real quick. When I use the Axiom Mod, you also notice that it deletes the blocks really quick. I think that's the Axiom Mod anyway. Over here, I'm going to add a little bridge. The bridge is made of marble planks or slabs, and I think it looks really good like that. I'm just going to make sure to put in the stairs, make sure it's nice and straight, copy it with the Axiom Mod, and paste it so it's symmetrical. I like the look of that bridge, but it's not safe. The whole area is completely unsafe, so it needs a wall. I like the marble wall from the Yuushya mod. It's very in keeping with the theme of the city, and I think it matches the park, to be honest. I add a couple of stone piers and some marble columns. I go around the entire park area with some more of these fences. It's not really a fence, it's a marble wall. And then I paste in that bridge, so there's 3 bridges over this park, which looks really good. I make sure to add those walls as well, because I don't want people falling in. It's nice and safe. It's very important to be safe like that. Make sure it's all fenced off and decent. The areas around the park, I can build buildings later. There's no worry about that. Now I want to think about adding some trees. So I put in the Yuushya mod tree bases, that's that square, and then I just stick in these white oaks. It looks very good. There's 8 of them in total. Very clean and crisp little park. It's looking good. And this is part of the canal network. It's very important to have beautiful parks. And I think it looks great. If you're liking this video, subscribe to my channel and send me a comment. I've also got some schematics that are available. I'll tell you about those later on. I add some stairs here. Make sure that you can get to the park, and put in some wonderful little park benches which are available on the Cocricot mod. Possibly even the macaws or the macrayfish mod, I'm not sure exactly which one. Here I'm going to add a little flower box. The flower box is going to contain some roses, just like the ones near the bank. So here I'm putting in the grass blocks and making sure it fits. I like that design, that sort of H shape, but I'm thinking it needs to be square, because this grass area is square. So I've got to put these blocks in. The half slabs or the slabs don't really fit, but I'll work on that. I put in a bush, a couple of rose bushes, a bit of grass in the middle. I like the idea of having this rose bush safe, nicely protected with a little wall. Once I've got the corner bits in, it's not easy to add them. I'm just going in with the Yuushya mod. I copy the whole thing, and then I can paste it around the park. So one here, one on the other side, and then maybe one there as well. Not too close because I want to have a couple more benches for people. Nice. Now it's time to add a lamp. So first I'm going to stick in these medieval poles and the medieval posts. The post is a bit thicker. Once I've got this one, I can go in with the GUI tool after turning it into an entity, rotate it and reposition it. That looks good. It's hovering a little bit, so bring it down. Go in with this in my offhand. Then add another one, rotate it the same way, 90 degrees, bring it down, and then bring it across on the Z-axis like that. Great. Add another block state, so now there's 3. Can do the same. Bring it down a little bit so it matches, and then bring it across the other side. So now I've got this little line shape I can hang lights on. Once that's done, I can do the exact same thing, but on the other axis, so move it across with the X-axis this time. I'm also going to add these in first. I think all 3 of them is probably a good idea. Add one here, move it down a bit, and then shift it across with the X-axis so it's behind. Maybe match it up so it's correct, otherwise it looks funny if it's not matched up. Do the exact same thing with this one, rotate it, bring it down, and then bring it across like that. Great! Now I've got myself a nice hanging lantern thing. I need to put some lights on it first, so here I'm just measuring where I can put the lights. Well, that looks wrong, it's in the air, that makes no sense. So what I'm going to do is just grab some marble and put them on the post. This is where I need to hang those lights. That looks correct. But I don't want to have blocks there, it's a bit weird. So get rid of those blocks. And now I know exactly where I can put the lights. I touch the pole like that and stick them on. But they're a little bit small, so I need to raise them or make them larger. Turn it into an entity, go in with the GUI tool, scale it up to 1.7. Bring it down, -3. Bring it across a little bit on the Z-axis. I think 3. Yeah, that looks good. Go in and turn the brightness up. Good. Now I just repeat the same process on all of the other lights. Make it larger, 1.7. Bring it down a bit, -3. Bring it across a bit, +3. I didn't turn the brightness up. There we go, brightness up. Do the exact same thing here. Scale it up. Bring it down a little bit to -3. And then bring it across a bit. -3. Good. And then the brightness up. And then I can do the exact same thing on the other one. And I've got myself a nice little street lamp, which matches in the keeping of the theme of this park. And I think it looks rather good. Make sure to turn the brightness on all of them. Otherwise you've got a dark park, and that's no good. Now I need to add some hanging baskets. And this is a mounted fern. I like the green one, so I'm going to stick them here. One on this side. Now you notice how that's floating on the pole. I'm going to change that in a minute. I'll just stick those like that. That looks good. But it's floating, which makes me sad. So I need to change some of those into entities and move them, don't I? So change that one into an entity, go in with the GUI tool, and then just drag it across. So it's sort of touching the fence pole, not the medieval pole, but not in it. See, that's too close. It's a bit further across. Do the same thing here. That one's not turning into an entity for some reason. Sometimes it does that. Doesn't matter, go in with the GUI tool, and this one is +6. Looks good. They're a little bit too green though. I like those, but they're just a little bit too green. So I'm going to change those hanging baskets. Find the mounted pot thing again and change it to a white one. The mounted template, that is, the mounted pot template. Get rid of those and put them in. I could have done the offhand trick, but I'm just going to do it this way. Turn it into an entity and then shift it in. I think it's +6. There we go. And this one must also be -6, mustn't it? There we go. Yep, that's right. Now I've got myself a hanging basket on a light, and it looks rather good, doesn't it? So what I could do is copy those with Control middle click to copy the templates. Exactly correct. I've got one for the left and one for the right. Go over here, put the left one in and the right one, and then just stick the other ones in. One here and one here. Perfect. I can do the same on all of the lamps. Do the same here, so the white ones are touching the pole, and then just move those ones across like that. Okay, and there's one more to do over here, because I've also copied, whoops, I made a mistake there. I've also copied the light template and moved that around with Axiom Mod. So that's pretty good. Paste those in, and now I've got myself 4 wonderful lampposts in my little park with 4 beautiful hanging baskets. But I need to add some vines to the trees. I like the idea of the vines hanging on the trees because they actually grow down a little bit. They will grow down with the tree over time, and they make it look like a strange park kind of tree thing. And it looks good. I don't know what's saying there. It does look very good. Put those one in, put that one in here. That's too far out, but I fixed that. Eventually, I add some chess tables, because people here want to play chess, they want to sit and drink tea or coffee. I'm just going to change those little chair things to be these slabs, and it's a marble slab, and it does look good. Marble things will last forever in a park, that's my thinking there, and I'm just making sure to add all of these little tables around the whole place. It looks beautiful now. I'm happy with this. I'm currently just looking at putting an umbrella in. The umbrellas can go in like this. Once the umbrellas are in, I have a wonderful area for teas and coffees. Notice you can see the vines slowly growing, I think, and they do look really good in the park. So here, look, I'm just adding some coffees and teas all over the place to make it look like a wonderful little park. Now I need to add a little tea wagon or a coffee wagon or something or somewhere where people can go and get a coffee or a tea. So I'm using a truck head. I've made it small. I've put some truck wheels in. I've also made those small, and now I'm adding some half slabs, which are the white half slabs. Once they're in, I'm just thinking about what kind of design I could do for the wall. A lot of this is trial and error, and a lot of this is thinking what pieces I could use. So finally, I decide on using these jungle panels, I think. I'm just going to try it with the blocks. Yeah, the jungle blind wall looked good, but it's a bit thick, and it needs to have items in this little wagon. So no, I decided against that. I'm going to go with the half slabs instead. So I stick in a half slab, copy and paste it. You can always use Control middle click. I do the same at the back or the side, and I'm just going to build up this little coffee wagon to fit on the park, serving coffees and teas to everybody who visits. Now I add a little Japanese door. It's like a sliding door, and I think they look really good. I put in the cash register first, and then stick in the sliding door above it. Make sure it's raised a little bit so it's not in the way, and then I stick another one in, and then just shift it to the side, look. This is quite fun to do. It's a bit painstaking because there's a lot of little tiny details, like these little coffee machines, and this like blender thing. I stick in the blender thing there, a couple of croissants. I'm just moving the camera around so you can see. And then I stick in a brown awning all the way along the top. That looks great, doesn't it? A little tea wagon or a coffee wagon. I put in a roof, which is going to be the same slabs, and then I just lower it a bit so it fits. This is great. Around the back of the wagon, I put in a giant croissant and tea with a sign and a little straw mat. I'm going to change the straw mat and put in some slabs instead. Those half slabs could have a few drinks on it, couldn't it? I had the idea of putting in a little cookie jar, but when you put the cookie jar and turn it into an entity, it goes white and it looks awful. So I'll put the cookie jar over there on that little block, and then I'm going to stick in some cups instead. So I'll put a cup and then a little tower of paper cups. Now my little coffee wagon is finished. I also add some steam, which is available on the Cocricot mod. I make sure to put a giant cup on the top of it as well, because it's got to advertise the place, hasn't it? This is where you get your coffee. This is good for the people who work in the financial district, which this is in my city. I also add a little cake poster on the side. This little wagon is finished. Now I add some wonderful log things around the side too. These are little stools you can sit on and drink your coffees and your teas when you're having your break from your financial job. I think it looks good like that. Stools and little tables. It's nice. So now I'm going to raise those bridges because I thought it does look good, but you can't get a boat underneath. And that's wrong. You need to be able to get one of those little mini boats underneath. The whole idea of this canal network is also to bring resources throughout the city, I guess. I want to bring in coal because I'm thinking of having a coal power plant. So I'm using the Axiom Mod to copy and paste the bridgehead on both sides. It's actually quite difficult to do because I've got to match it, and it's not easy to match it on either sides. Now I'm just making sure that the ramp fits, changing the blocks underneath, and making sure that everything is okay. If you're liking my video content so far, you can subscribe to my channel, or maybe send me a comment, that'd be nice. If you want to, you can buy some of my schematics, which are available on Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi or Coffee, should it be? It might be Coffee, actually. K-O-F-I, but it's always Ko-Fi, isn't it? Is it Ko-Fi? Maybe it's Ko-Fi. Anyway, if you want to support me, have a look on my Ko-Fi, and then you can maybe buy a schematic. That'll be nice. Now I'm measuring up how to change Factory Avenue. This is really difficult to do. The red blocks are 10. They're 10 in length. So basically I need that space for the ramp. I put in the ramp on this side first, and then I can basically copy and paste all of the section of Factory Avenue. I'm going to have to destroy those cars and then move them back. But that's not an issue. I just destroy that like that. I've actually copied it now, paste it back, but it's the wrong bit. I only need the bit in the middle. So I copy it and raise it, look. 2 blocks. I think that's enough to get one little small boat in. So I build the ramp across, make sure to build the stairs across like that, making sure that every single bit fits. The reason I have the offset stairs is so I can hide the ramp. There's some bits that are bunny on the ramp and I don't like it. Paste it in on the other side as well. Now I have a perfectly decent ramp on Factory Avenue. It is going to slow down the traffic as well, which could be a good thing. It could be a very good thing having the avenue slow down at an intersection where there might be people crossing. I add in the cars, making sure to have a few that are slanted. I want to have one that's angled. Oh, the traffic's the wrong way. I need to fix that. So I go back and fix the traffic on that side, and then I put in the columns underneath, go under the bridge and fix out a few things like adding some stairs and fixing those little columns, the white ones. I've got to add the extra bits there, but it's not an issue. Now I add the road markings. I put the white ones in first, either side, and then the yellow ones. So this is my little canal section finished. Let's go take a tour. First, I'm going to head to my video settings and put on my BSL Classic shader pack, which looks really good. Go back into the world, and it's got this nice black and white silhouette kind of thing. I changed the weather to be rainy. You can't see that because I'm in the way. Now it looks like it's nighttime, even though it's daytime. I like this shader pack. It's absolutely brilliant. So let's go on a little tour. Go to first person mode. You can see everything here. This red area that you can see in front of me is going to be a building one day. I've got it earmarked, but I don't know what I'm going to build there. Good, so here I am, I'm going down the stairs. I'm heading down this street, which appears to be Maplebrook Lane. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to cross over the bridge here in a minute, just go down Sunshine Street a bit, and head over to Regal Heights. This is the Regal Heights Street. Yeah, it looks great. Here's the canal intersection. You can see the financial district building up slowly. You've got the crane in the distance as well. Go up these stairs. Oh, there seems to be a stair missing there. Copy that, paste that in. Yeah, good. Cross over. Maybe I'll just check the other side in case I've missed it there. Nope, seems okay. So let's go up this. I just want to check it again real quick. No, it's fine, it's fine. Go up here and you can see my little canal section with fish inside. I think there's some fish bobbing up and down in there. You can see the financial district in the distance. And here is the area I built with all those coffee cups. It looks great, doesn't it? And it's kind of nighttime now. It doesn't really feel like nighttime, but it is. Wow, I'm very, very happy with this. It does look very good. If you've liked this video, send me a comment, maybe subscribe. If you want to, you can support me on my Ko-Fi. I have a few schematics available in the description if you want to look at them. They are for the coffee wagon, the bridgeheads, and the roads, if you want to have a look at those. Cool. I'm very happy with this. It looks great, doesn't it? Very happy indeed. So I cross over here. I don't want to cross the road bit in case there's any cars, but I'm going to go this way, cross over the bridge here, making sure it's nice and safe. Looks good. Happy with that. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So here, look, is that little coffee wagon I mentioned. I built all of that using the Yuushya Mod's GUI tool and the green gourd to turn things into entities. It does look very good. I nearly fell off the edge. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm safe. Here is an aerial shot of the whole place. I'm very, very happy with this little canal built today. But I did notice there was one little problem, so I'm going to fix that in a minute. The problem was with the rose bushes. You probably didn't notice it when I was walking around, but the rose bushes are a little bit too short. So I need to go and fix those. But doesn't it look cool? That's a very nice canal network. Okay, so here, look, it's a bit short. So I checked it. I'm going to copy it, control middle click, paste it in, go in with the GUI tool, then I can change it to form top. Control middle click that one, paste it in here. Perfect. Go around to the other rose bush and just paste it in so the rose bushes have the top. Otherwise, the rose bushes are not complete, and that's no good. Paste those in. Good. I'm Cocricot. This is my canal build, and I'll see you next time.